Hello, and welcome to the Financial Services Special Session portion of Huawei's Industrial Digital Transformation Conference. I'm Ron Raffensperger, CTO for Digital Transformation in Huawei's Financial Services Business Unit. During this session, we will give you an update on Huawei's progress with customers in the financial services industry, highlight the leading issues which our customers are dealing with, and provide you with information which can support your continuing success. Our first speaker will review our results from 2020, discuss what we have learned from our customers during the unprecedented disruption brought on by the pandemic. And he will also highlight areas where leading financial services businesses, with support from Huawei, have used innovation and technology to not only survive, but to thrive during this time.
Hello. Thank you for joining us for this financial services special session of the Huawei Industrial Digital Transformation Conference. I'm Ben Yan, Vice President of Huawei's Global Financial Services Business Unit. 2020 was a very challenging year for all of us, and we didn't expect this session would be virtual. But we think it's very important to share with you the experiences of leading banks as they have transformed during the pandemic. There are many lessons to be learned, and we hope those speakers will provide you with the information you needed to enhance your business and speed up your digital transformation. To begin with our session, I would love to bring you up to date on how we performed outside of China during the last year. At the end of 2020, we had a customer in more than 60 countries and have increased our share of the top 100 banks to 47. We also broke through 2,000 customers, a new milestone for our FSI business. As all of you who are our customers will know, we're always trying to find ways to increase our value to our customers and help them to succeed. One way we do that is to establish strategic cooperation agreements with leading banks, and in many cases, those include joint development to explore new concepts such as IoT, AI, and blockchain. We now have more than 20 of these, and they are definitely delivering value to our customers and informing future directions. One of the things that has always characterized Huawei is our total commitment to our customers, and in this disrupted period that have been called to help more often. Although it is part of DNA, it is still nice when customers recognize our efforts. I'm particularly proud of two awards we quite recently received. The first is from DBS, the leading bank in Singapore. We're able to help them rapidly reposition to allow remote work, including finding servers to support 4,000 VDI users within about a day. As more customers stay out of branches and use mobile devices, workloads increase, and the need for complete 7x24 services become mandatory. Huawei's Ocean Store Dorado all-flash 6 system with built-in active capabilities allow DBS to address both challenges. We're happy to help them with all those efforts among others, and we're honored to receive their Most Valued Technology Partner Award out of the total 74 suppliers and vendors from DBS. The another one is from Union Bank in the Philippines, where we have helped them modernize and optimize all their branch and campus networks to improve performance and lower operational costs. As you all know, the pandemic of course hit China first, so China banks were forced to deal with the sudden disruption earlier than in other places. They were also a little bit more prepared because of early movements towards using smartphones as a primary method of handling financial transactions. Huawei created a group of senior experts led by the previous CIO from China Merchant Bank to help share the knowledge of how banks in China adapt and increase their pace of digital transformation. This group also includes a senior data center executive from ICBC, the world's largest bank, who was instrumental in their efforts to offloading and migrating their core mainframe systems. Our digital transformation team helped more than 180 video sessions last year, primarily with CEOs and CIOs to discuss what we have learned and provide advice on dealing with these issues during this time. The primary areas of the concerns of those companies are shown on the slides. These presentations will also be available for you to download afterwards, so I won't cover them all in details, but primary areas involving like how to compete with fintechs, how to accelerate digital transformation, how to position the organization for the transformation, how to utilize cloud computing, and how to offload existing mainframe system. We're very pleased with customers' reactions to these meetings, and in many cases, we continue to have ongoing, in-depth discussions with them. Our goal is to improve the competitiveness of our customers and contribute to their success as a full partner, not only just as an infrastructure provider. Standing back and look over all those meetings and reviewing the concerns, we found there are 3 key areas where financial services companies must focus to succeed with their digital transformation. We call them 3 A's: apply digital payments, accelerate cloud adoption, and advance transformation. Digital payment using mobile device are rapidly becoming dominant for financial transactions. Optimizing internal process and adoption along with building an ecosystem are the most important to do it. But it is almost impossible to achieve unless you adopt cloud technologies. DevOps, microservices, and simplified customer journeys are the key, along with deploying and utilizing compatible infrastructures. Having the right architecture and focusing on mobile are very important, but you must also optimize your internal organizations, open up your system through APIs, and build ecosystem partners to really complete this transformation. Our experts continue to be available to assist customers in their journeys and share information and insights gained from our work with banks around the world. The importance of this transformation can be seen when we look at what happened here in China during our annual Spring Festival Holiday Week. We also call it the Golden Week for merchants. While the payments using traditional credit card and debit card were almost flat, but the payments through mobile applications surged more than 80% versus the traditional card payments, as you can see, with only less than 5% year-over-year growth. Huawei customers such as China Merchant Bank, who had rapidly moved to a mobile-first position using cloud techniques, were able easily handle this type of surge in volume and improve their competitive position. The importance of building an ecosystem is shown by the fact that more than 70% of the users for their mobile application are now for non-banking activities, such as ride-hailing, e-commerce, and lifestyle services, and etc. We have been talking a lot about this type of transformation which banks have been undergoing both in China and around the world. But the very question is, how can Huawei help? We have divided our capabilities into 4 pillars, which I will briefly cover, and which will be expanded by other speakers today. The pillars are ICT Infrastructure Modernization, Cloud Adoption, Inclusive Financial Services, and Industrial Financial Services. The first is ICT Infrastructure Modernization. Is probably the area where you're most familiar with Huawei. It covers not only updating existing infrastructure, but also adapting architectural transformation in most important areas required for the digital transformation. Huawei offers advanced, intent-driven, and all-optic networking for both data centers and branches to improve operation, lower operational costs, and position network to support future operations through adopting all IP technologies. With the move to mobile first, the performance, reliability, and availability must be improved, and Huawei has a number of technologies and solutions for active, and disaster recovery. The transition also means that the security surface will change, and it will be necessary to have intelligent security, particularly at branches. This is also an area we can provide solutions. Here we have provided you two examples of the banks where our SDN and modernization abilities were able to improve all aspects of their business. The area of cloud adoption is particularly important because it is the foundation for the digital transformation. In order to effectively offload traditional core system, move to mobile super apps, and become agile, organizations must adapt cloud technologies, whether the cloud is entirely on-premises private cloud or entirely in the public cloud or using the increasingly important hybrid cloud architecture. The flexibility, agility, and reliability are mandatory. When you move digital engagement, you will have access to huge amounts of data far beyond what traditional data warehouses are designed to deal with. Cloud adoption also includes the ability to create data lakes and using the big data and AI techniques to improve risk management, create new services, provide greater value to your customers. The advantages and opportunities of cloud adoption are shown in our examples from Brazil and Thailand. Whether it is offloading the mainframe system, adopting new mobile payment system, or leveraging advanced analysis techniques, move to cloud will definitely improve your business. The third pillar is providing inclusive financial services. As you all know, financial inclusion is an extremely important subject, particularly in countries where many people do not have access to conventional financial services. You may not have known that Huawei has offerings in this area, but we have implemented 4 of 5 largest mobile money platforms. Huawei, along with our partners, can offer a complete services including not only mobile wallets, but also new microfinancial capabilities and the ability to create modern distributed core systems. Being able to improve financial inclusion is critical in allowing countries to advance and bring their citizens along with them. We see this area as extremely important to the future of financial equality for all people, and we are proud to be able to participate as a leader in this area. We have provided you 2 examples of customers have expanded not only financial inclusion for their countries, but expanded their own business as well through adopting and leveraging the mobile payment platform. I'll give you an example that NCBA Systems successfully launched their chairman appraised. The successful rollout of this project is far beyond our team's expectation. It is the first smooth services rollout that I have ever seen during my over 30 years in the banking industry. Thank you, sir. The last pillar is industrial financial services, which is really about the future. Whether it is about autonomous vehicle which drive themselves to charging stations and pay for it without human interaction, or banks using IoT to offer innovation financial services such as use-based purchases, industrial financial services will be the key to expanding financial services in the future. Huawei has already begun advancing into these areas through partnerships with leading banks and through our widely reported automotive and IoT advance. We have released with Shanghai Pudong Development Bank a white paper of Bank of Things, which I encourage you to download from our website. IoT, AI, cloud, and blockchain are all key areas for FSI companies, and Huawei's pioneer efforts in all those technologies will provide you with a safe and prosperous path into the future. The intelligent cloud warehouse which we reference here is a really good example how banks working with industrial partners can extract value and improve the result of both the banks and their customers. The future will see financial companies increasingly become integrated into all aspects of all industries' business, which is really exciting. Okay, that brings me to the end of the portion of this special session. So I'd like to just briefly summarize. First of all, Huawei continues to be completely committed to the financial services industry. It is the fastest growing vertical market for Huawei, and we believe our success in supporting customers in this market will be a key to Huawei's overall success in the enterprise market. Second is that we have a very broad set of offerings that experiences which can help you to be more competitive, improve your company, and expand your capabilities and offerings. And of course, finally, all of us are committed to your success. During this turbulent time, we have never stopped working to meet your needs. We have delivered under the most trying circumstances, and we will still are planning and implementing solutions for the future. Thank you very much for your support of Huawei in the past, and we hope that we can work together to jointly succeed in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's clear that digital transformation has been accelerated during the last year and that customers are rapidly adopting mobile as the preferred channel, which has dramatic implications for financial services industry. Among these implications is a need to adopt cloud types of architectures to allow rapid development of new services and to provide high-quality user experiences. One of the key decisions about adopting cloud architectures is the choice of technologies to implement new and rapidly changing features, particularly to support the mobile development usage. Leading fintech companies who were born in the cloud have universally adopted cloud-native techniques to allow them to quickly add new features and have infrastructure which smoothly adapts to changes in user demand. To discuss these choices and provide guidance on cloud-native adoption and discuss the concept of what we call the super app, we have Mr. Neil Gong from Huawei's financial services business. Neil has a strong background in software architectures and is leading our efforts in supporting customer adoption of cloud technologies. Take it away, Neil.
Hi, my name is Neil Gong. I am the Senior Solution Expert from Huawei Financial Business Group Unit. Today, I'm going to talk about how cloud-native technology help financial firms to accelerate their business agility. In light of pandemic, however, many financial services business must adapt to shifting customer and market landscapes from offline to online. This new environment is putting pressure on existing systems, and as a result, the need for resilient, flexible, and secure systems and applications to ensure operational resiliency and business agility has become vital. What technology can fulfill the need? Most people will say it is definitely cloud. Even before the pandemic, the discussions between technology providers and the financial firms have increasingly become focused on what business issues the cloud can solve. The conversation is now more important than ever. As financial firms adjust to new realities, including more remote workforces, more agility to fulfill customers' needs. In 2020, Huawei FSI's team hosted over 180 meetings, online meetings, with over 80 banks across 45 regions and countries, and listen to customer voices as well as provide our advices and solutions. According to our statistics, there are three topics which customers are most interested in. Digital payment. Facing a lockdown and social distancing, more and more countries realize digital payment became more important than ever compared to a conventional payment method, like a cash, credit card. Financial firms are keen to quickly embrace digital payment. More than this, providing digital payment services to other, like third parties and governments, anytime, anywhere. Mobile first. In the post-COVID-19, we see a bank integrate more financial services into mobile app, even build their own super app. Internally, bank is trying to adopt mobile office app for their back office department, which allow their staff to work from home or anywhere without PC. Cloud. Usually, that way banks are looking at the cloud technology. First impression is cost saving. But in fact, more and more banks realize the more important value of the cloud is agility for their business, especially in lockdown period, which entirely changed customer behavior. Therefore, what financial firms truly care about is how cloud technology help their business transformation as well as more agile to reshape their business in uncertain post-COVID-19 era. In our view and experience, cloud-native technology is definitely become mainstream technology and the first choice for new business product and services, even for the legacy. It is also worthy to explore the migration from traditional infrastructure to cloud-native infrastructure. Compared to traditional, the advantage of cloud-native are obvious. Microservice-based modular architecture and flexible infrastructure can scale horizontally on demand. Development and delivery are continuous. Cycle times are shorter. Development team can quickly react to market changes and add new features. The resulting app can scale and deploy rapidly, offering greater agility, probability, and resilience across the cloud environments. Here we give an example of China Merchants Bank. China Merchants Bank leveraged Huawei's cloud-native technology to build their own digital super app platform in the past 5 years. Almost all the bank products have been reconstructed based on microservice, as well as running on container-based deployment. With this platform, CMB is able to open all those bank products to external third party, like a government, hospital, as well as car hailing company. More interesting thing is, in this platform, enable branch people to build branch-specific or location-oriented services through DevOps process without any downtime for this platform. And the obvious result is that a campaign can be quickly developed and launched within 5 minutes in their mobile app by branch people. Based on the CMB case, we can read is financial services industry, the competition has been shifting to more mobile-centric as well as customized personal services. So in this battle, in this competition, what Huawei can do, what Huawei can help. Huawei, as a global leading technology provider in financial service industry, we provide an end-to-end and full suite of super app solutions to financial firms, including the platform itself and also the cloud environments. So this platform also contains our digital banking platforms and the super app solution for the customer and also the merchant apps. So in this solution, we have many key features. Here, I just highlight a couple of the features for your reference. Digital stack. This solution supports over 3,000 mobile phone models and also support over 10 payment methods. Business agilities. Our solution enables the banks to launch any campaign integration with the merchants within 3 weeks, 1 week. And also for any campaign update, we can make sure the integration can be finished in 1 hour. Cloud native. So this solution supports over 20,000 TPS and has zero data loss, zero downtime. And we have an automatic monitoring mechanism which can ensure the system can be monitored 7 by 24 hours. So our solution has been built, integrated with Huawei Cloud. So for the customer can easily to integrate any third-party services with the solution as well. So let's look inside of the solutions. So if you look at the digital platform solution, as I mentioned earlier, it has been built upon Huawei Clouds. So if once we look into the Huawei Cloud architecture, you can see we have an IaaS layer. In this layer has been deployed with a container solution we call the CCE. And in the PaaS layer, we have RDS. We also have microservice management tools we call the service stage. We also have a big data platform we call the MRS. So all these cloud components have been integrated with our digital banking platform solutions. So also in this digital banking solutions, you can see all those traditional financial products have been constructed on microservice base. And for the banks are easily to integrate any of them, right, with their existing applications or services within the bank. In the front, we leverage Huawei's cloud technology, connectivity technology, which is like ELB, like CDN, and can easily to connect to any devices, right, in the front. So in this architecture, what I can summarize is it is a cloud native, and also it support the DevOps, and from agility perspective, it can easily be integrated and developed by the bank staff for HTML5 pages, and also based on this super app architectures, and they can easily upgrade or integrate any third-party services into the solution as well. Okay, so let's talk about the successful cases. KBZ. KBZ is the largest bank in Myanmar, and KBZ partnered with the Huawei to launch KBZ Pay, which is built on Huawei full suite of super app solutions on Huawei's cloud years ago. And this platform had been upgraded to cloud-native architecture in 2019. And this move significantly accelerated 5 times of KBZ Pay growth in just 1 year, from 1 million users to 5 million users. And also there are other achievements I won't highlight in here. It shows in the PowerPoints. And KBZ also developed their own ecosystem based on these super app solutions. So right now, if you look at their ecosystems, right, they contains games, travels, and food deliveries, and also TV entertainments. So different lifestyle services have been integrated and provided through KBZ Pay super app. All right, so in the last, I will suggest all the financial firms, you can start your own super app journey. You can start with Huawei Wallet, MVP, in our cloud. And this will allow you do less investments and more faster for any product launching. And you just need to focus your business from 0 to 1. And also you can scale up your business from a basic payment and to vertical industry and involve more payment scenarios into these platforms. And eventually, you will build your own ecosystem. Huawei can help you from the start and also work with you side by side and help you build your super app and be your trusted partner in your super app journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. As a user of super apps here in China, I can certainly attest to the power and flexibility of this concept, and it's clear that having a strong cloud-native approach is what makes these possible. While smartphones using super apps are powerful, not everyone in the world has a smartphone and inexpensive access to high-speed mobile data connections. For emerging economies, solutions are required that allow the unbanked population to take advantage of the benefits which e-wallets and mobile money can bring. Huawei has a complete mobile money solution, and one of our customers will provide their thoughts on how these services can increase financial inclusion and bring new customers and sources of revenue to banks. Okay, welcome our next speaker.
My name is Joshua Aguero, the Group CEO of KCB Group, which is the largest financial institution in Eastern Africa. We've been in business for a long time, more than 100 years old. We were set up in 1896. And I think what has happened in our business and in our industry, as you see globally, is technology and fintech and innovation has changed the way banking generally operates here. And with the increase in mobile banking, access to mobile devices, platforms approach has come in our markets, and happy that we're working with a lot of partners, especially working with Huawei in terms of developing extended payment systems, lending solutions, integrating all our applications. And I think that's what we see as the value of creating an ecosystem for our customers. It's something that is fast in our market. So if you look at East Africa, we stand very far with an access of almost more than 20 million customers this year. Most of them on the mobile. Nearly 98% of our transactions are happening out at the branches. So it's a commendable progress that you see. And at the end of the day, what we have seen in the last 10 years, or specifically in the last 5 years, is digitizing financial access, enhancing inclusion, democratizing access of financial services, even to the little micro, nano entrepreneur in our industry. That's what the value of our organization has been, and we'll continue to do that. So, there are very few organizations which are 100 years old, especially in this continent, and also in the banking sector. So I would say our vision has always been trying to build collective solutions with our customers and grow with them. And our strength is because we are the largest corporate institution, so we deal with the wholesale customers. We are also the largest in consumer banking, so in terms of individual facility, we are the largest mortgage and long-term lending and the largest trade finance bank. And now we're becoming a very strong eclectic player in the mobile payment space and also in the mobile banking. So the reason why we do that is we work across all aspects of a customer's footprint. We do bank the larger customer, and we also do bank the entire value chain. And this is why a platform or an ecosystem solution helps customers. If I am a small trader, I can be able to transact with a larger manufacturer and in the process use technology. So we started investing in technology many years ago. We started with the basic, a mobile banking solution, right? And those days it was running under the old model of text messaging, which is called USSD. We now migrated into app-based solutions, building an API integration framework for all our business, which is something we're working with Huawei to do. And for me, that is, we've seen progression. And as mobile phones become, especially smartphones, become more accessible in our region, we now estimate penetration of 40–50%. I think the solution will always be greater. So we have got more services we can offer, not just on basic checking your account balance, but we are now building advanced analytics. So customers, you can determine their loan limit, you can determine their saving amount in their product that they have. You can almost predict what the customers will do in terms of the transactions in the institution. So with more product offered, I would say we brought in the last 5-6 years, we've done big programs with M-Pesa especially. So I'm a big fan of partnerships. So KCB M-Pesa was created more than 5 years ago. We have 15 million customers. We created Fuliza, which is another product, which is a lending product as well with M-Pesa, which has got another 20 million customers. And in that process, these two channels or platforms have the single largest throughput in terms of transactions per second. You know, we used to say that we issue a new loan every second, 2 loans every second. So the reason why we must expand our investment, is to ensure that transaction speed and velocity are delivered through a better platform, and that's what we've built with our partnership with Huawei. Now, if you ask me about where the future will be, I think this is where what we see as banking as customers go. Customers exploit the opportunities. And so we will continue to provide the innovation. We do invest today up to 10% of our investment into technology, into innovations, into investment. So that for me will be a fantastic way. And then integrating trade in our regions, whether it's on e-commerce or mobile commerce, to ensure trade happens. If we do that ecosystem, we build our economies. And that for me is what our bank stands for. And that's where we made success so far. I would say 2 things. Inclusion is perhaps the only way to create access and enhance. So in the past, we talked about financial access. Now we talk about financial inclusion, correct? Because you can provide access, but if people don't have ways of reaching you, then they cannot get the service. So the contradiction has been that we must be willing to invest strong. So we have many banks, yes, that is true. So what we call banking per capita, we have a bank per million, which I think is extremely, extremely low for this market if you compare economies of scale. And that's the reason why we also see the contradiction. Because you need more people to financial institutions to reduce the cost, reduce the operations, enhance access, create more innovation channels. So that's one area. We've also seen partnerships, companies or financial institutions like ourselves, which are bold enough to work with technology companies. Whether it's working with Huawei to build platforms or working with M-Pesa and Safaricom to be able to have joint products, or even working globally. This is important for us, that we can't run the race alone. So the challenge for the industry is that if we are not, and I speak as the chairman of the Kenya Bankers Association, which is the largest industry group in Eastern Africa, if we are not prepared to invest a lot of our resources to provide access, most likely we'll be left behind. And that's what has happened. In fact, if you see the whole industry data, we are consolidating financial services among few banks. So if you look at the top 8 banks in our market, they are actually going to be 75%. So 3/4 of customers are concentrating. And my prediction is that this will disrupt the industry as you go forward. And you will see more mergers, more consolidation, and fewer banks in the near term. And we are talking about 5 years. Yeah, so I see that issue. And yet it's a good win. If you don't have to do all these things yourself. Can we partner with players who have got the capacity, the resource, the knowledge, and the competence to build those platforms? That is what will change the industry. And we've seen that in other markets. In Nigeria, we've seen a shrinkage of banking footprint. Yeah, we have fewer banks. We see that perhaps the country I see most changes is South Africa, yeah, where we see fewer banks, 5-6 banks, which are driving a lot of transformation in the industry. So that will be the rationale, I would say, which is critical for us. And for me, Kenya is known as a very strong part of the world in financial innovation, largely because of M-Pesa. What is not spoken about is that banks are collaborating with the global technology players to deliver solutions for their customers. That's where we can be a catalyst, and that is what KCB is doing. That democratizing access of technology has been a big driver. Consumer patterns are changing dramatically in the last 5 years. Although, we are an M-Pesa country, which means we learned how to use mobile to disrupt financial services more than almost 20 years now. But in the last 5 years, we've seen, even in this crisis, we've seen customers consolidating their access to information, and financial services are not be left behind. So that's one area which is driving that kind of change. And number 2, we're also seeing a lot of entry of new players. There's stronger competition coming into our market, largely from financial technology companies, which are called fintechs. And also we are seeing big technology players in the industry, both globally And Kenya is a very nerve center of innovation in technology. As that happens, banking is changing. So, give you our example. Today, up to 98% of our transactions, daily transactions, happen outside the branches. I mean, that's the revolution. So as that happens, we need to invest much more in this solution. So that is another area of what is changing. And banks are investing more and more in technology to drive the future relevance of their customers. So now we look at revenue per customer, we look at churn rate for customers that we have. That's really what is driving the change we have. And then lastly, because more and more customers are coming into the banking platform, we now have in the region, more than 100 million customers, correct? As an industry, not KCB. In our market in Kenya, we have more than 50 million customers, correct? As an industry. So as more people come into the financial sector, you are consolidating the activities they have, and that is pushing the nudge for innovation and disruption because of technology. This has been extremely good for us, and I will speak because of the work we've done with Huawei in the last 3 to 4 years. Because as you build an ecosystem or you build an architectural platform that helps you achieve customer needs, you need partners who have done it before, have a global expertise, and have got other partners they can pull along. So the days of building alone and achieving a vision as a single organization, that will not be successful. Yeah, so our role has been that we have been very open to build different revenue sharing models with our partners. So we don't see our engagement with Huawei today, for instance, as just getting a contractor or a service provider. It's way beyond. We're co-creating solutions today. We are sharing the success of those solutions. Some do fail, but net, we achieve a bigger revenue pool, share that revenue, and progress. This is the new model of partnership. Sometimes there's contradiction, but I presume that leadership, and at my level as a CEO of the group, this is where the true value can be created. I'll give you a good example. When we worked with our partner Safaricom a few years ago, we created a $1 billion new business. It wasn't possible for us to build it singularly, alone as a business. So that's what I will be able to say. But lastly, that the partners we work with should also be able to have global capabilities and networks to pull in strong platforms, have a very strong architectural platform for them to use, and finally, can pool resources from multi-country, multi-skilled, multi-language to build a model that works. Because it's very important. Banking is not today commoditized. When I look at Rwanda customers, Uganda customers, Tanzania customers, Ethiopian customers, at the end of the day, the way they do banking is different. But what they really need is a platform that gives them what they need today. And that is what, for me, I would say is a winning formula. So not every bank has moved, but I presume our greatest success as a bank has been getting partners and being bold enough to work with them towards providing the solution. So I would say a lot of us are still unsure. I mean, there are banks which have taken a wait and see, because they want to build it alone. I would say that's a long journey. So it's important to look at what is available. As you build, strengthen your capacity to enhance financial access, it's important to be open with the new emerging technologies and new partnerships. So a lot of our fintechs have come in solo with a singular objectives. I'll only focus on one area, lending. I focus on another area, savings they're not doing, payments they're not doing. Now, if you build a platform that builds together an ecosystem around these channels, this is how the winning formula can be achieved. Whether it's a financial services sector ecosystem, education sector, trade, tourism, agriculture, these are the different areas, and this is what we are building on it. Yeah? And so when I think about building like a basic app, today people are talking about creating a super app that integrates many solutions the customer is looking for on a back-end point of view. So this is, for me, I would say, there are enough partners today globally that you can work with and plug in with solutions of plug and play. That has not happened before. Now, if you continue the old model of waiting to build it alone, getting the resources, well, by that, what we measure today is speed to market. How fast are you to respond? And this is where I will conclude by saying that we've seen tremendous amount of innovation with our work with Huawei team. We've been quite adaptable in the approaches to the industry and the market products we've created, and that has created value for us. And we have been able to jumpstart. Actually, we jumped ahead of the queue. And that is what institutions in our sector will require today. Those that are willing to adapt, and it's also a cost-effective model. You can say, I don't have enough resources for this CapEx, But if you have a partner who is willing to share for you the benefits of their innovations, and we learn new things. We've learned about models that have worked in Asia. We've seen models which have worked in North America. We've seen models which have worked in Europe. And that global partners bring them into ourselves. That, for me, will be the stepping stone that we need to catalyze the changes in our industry. And for that, we are saying that if you think about the next 3 to 4 years, we believe that mobile and financial inclusion will deliver up to 40% of our revenue for our business. We're a $1 billion company. So that is a significant step in our businesses in terms of transformation. And I'm happy that we're in that journey. We have a long-term partnership, a long-term commitment, and I think that's what will make us successful as a team in terms of changing the landscape of financial services, not just in Kenya, across the region, and finally across the continent. Thank you. So we see that there is a complete merger between banking and technology. Will it be payment solutions? Will it be telecommunication solutions? That space, we're seeing a complete merger, of those two sectors. And I believe that is where our investment is going to be. So we have to be prepared for scale as our institution. So we are building strong partners with the telecom companies, strong partners with the individuals who are in the technology space. Those two, and as customers, we're already there today. More than 98% of customers access our services outside of traditional channels. So it's making sure that we are able to have integrate platforms today and also bring in more services. So just traditionally, we have been doing just lending. But there are payments, which I think is a fantastic industry today. If we can digitize payments, even by a factor of 5 to 10%, you create a $1 billion shilling businesses in the whole industry. And that's what we are going for. I don't think our market will be without cash. Today, we are 95% cash. We need to push for cash light, or what some people call cashless. In our market, cashless is not possible. We have to move in from 95 today, maybe to 90%, maybe to 80%. In that 15%, you have $2-3 billion worth of revenue. This is the focus we are running for. And then finally, as we then integrate different industries into that infrastructure, we can then go beyond just financial services, where we are very good at. We think the new sectors will emerge. Education is a very good one. Agriculture and agribusiness is a new segment we have not addressed. Hospitality industry is a new one we have not addressed. Those three, and finally, trade, whether it's e-commerce, especially, and mobile commerce. If you integrate that all, I think in that segment, you could almost be able to build our businesses, triple the size of our businesses in 5 years. And that's what we're pushing for in this decade.
Thank you. I know we all agree on the importance of financial inclusion and appreciate the insight you have brought to how banks can benefit from helping people who were previously unserved. In addition to basic bank-type functions of e-wallets and mobile money, there are opportunities to expand the services offered to those users. These services expand the ability of banks to meet the needs of users, including those who do not have formal banking relationships. Our next speaker is from Murong Technology. This is a Huawei partner, and Murong offers products which integrate with Huawei solution to expand financial services, particularly for mobile wallet users. Mr. Mason Huang will tell us a little bit about their products and share some information about how one bank has benefited by expanding the services offered to mobile money customers. Mason?
Hello, I am Mason Huang from Murong Technology. Today I'm going to talk about how technology helps to promote financial inclusion. Global GDP in 2019 was 50% higher than that a decade ago. But there are still 1 billion extremely poor population. Poverty eradication is a common challenge for all countries. In 2020, China has eradicated extreme poverty in an all-round way, providing the world with an excellent example of poverty eradication, in which financial services played a great role. In China, microcredit schemes helped farmers to pay for seeds and fertilizers. Mobile payment enabled farmers in remote areas to sell agricultural products via live broadcasts. Countless poor people have been lifted out of poverty with the help of financial services. Finance's role is not limited to this. Finance is one of the infrastructures of modern society, which affects all aspects of economy and people's lives. There are still many people who do not enjoy the benefits of financial services. In many countries, more than half of the applicable population have no access to banking services. Financial inclusion is still a long way to go. However, this presents a huge market for banks. Governments and communities are aware of the importance of financial inclusion. Many countries and international organizations have put forward plans to promote the implementation of financial inclusion. Many countries in Africa and Asia have proposed financial inclusion development plans. Russia, Mexico, among others, have developed national financial literacy plans, and the G20 has proposed the G20 Financial Inclusion Action Plan. The Chinese government has issued a plan for advancing the development of inclusive finance. Both traditional financial institutions and internet service providers are increasingly incorporating financial inclusion into their business scope. The people served include low-income people, vulnerable groups, rural households in remote areas, or small and micro businesses with need for funds. There are various business models of financial inclusion. Some promote financial inclusion through regulatory arrangement, some serve remote areas through small financial institutions, and some set up bank agencies to cover the target population. Most important of all is the technological innovation that drives business innovation. Regarding the characteristics of financial inclusion, we need to focus on 3 points. First, inclusive financial services need to be oriented towards industries and provide financial support for different industries. In-depth integration with the ecosystem is needed. Sound industries and ecosystems are like the soil for financial inclusion to grow and thrive. Second, inclusive finance is a new form of financial services developed over the past decade. But in essence, they are still financial services, thus they possess financial attributes and must meet financial regulation requirements. Third, digitalization based on technological innovation is a typical feature of financial inclusion. During the entire financial service life cycle, there are clear features of online, digital, and intelligent. Digital transformation is an inevitable path for financial inclusion. Contactless services in the post-pandemic era are emerging. Many countries have introduced the rules and regulations for contactless financial services. Rules and regulations are changing, which bring changes to the process and contents of financial services. Financial accounts are the fundamental carriers of financial services. Generally, they were in the form of bank cards and passbooks. However, under inclusive finance, services are mainly provided on a no-account basis. E-accounts and virtual accounts will play a dominant role under this circumstance. Online accounts, digital services, and intelligent businesses allow inclusive financial services to be accessible to customers via mobile phones. Physical wallets similarly are changing into e-wallets. There can be dedicated e-wallets or wallets integrated in mobile banking, social media, and smart devices. Entrances into financial inclusion will be ubiquitous. Inclusive financial services reach those who were not or could not be reached. Cost and technology were the possible reasons for the situations above. To reach the unreached, we need technological advancement and need to start from application scenarios. In underdeveloped areas, such as rural and remote areas, setting up financial institutions were costly and unprofitable. In the past, banks set up agencies to extend basic financial services, such as payment and transfer. With the advancement of mobile network infrastructure, mobile phones have enabled more people to enjoy financial services, such as money transfer, payment, and microcredit. In some countries, financial service networks consisting of SMS agencies, smartphones, and POS are delivering financial services to remote areas. Furthermore, we need to embed financial services in specific scenarios to make them more accessible, convenient, and reasonable. Consumer financial services such as overdraft, installment, and microcredit are embedded in transaction scenarios to ensure transaction authenticity, prevent transaction fraud, and reduce service processing costs. In terms of technology, digital technologies play an enormous role in financial inclusion operation. Starting from customer acquisition, 360-degree accurate customer profilings are performed. Credit scoring is carried out for specific entities, followed by customer credit check, transaction risk control, and post-loan collection processes. Cloud computing and big data technologies are widely used during the process. At the same time, to achieve more intelligent processing, artificial intelligence also plays a critical role in financial inclusion. enabling more business nodes to be paperless, online, and free of manual work. One can say that technological innovation is an important driving force for the development of financial inclusion. The main application of financial inclusion is to provide financial services to vulnerable and low-income groups at affordable costs. The cost of financial services is the main obstacle to financial inclusion. How to effectively reduce the cost of financial services and improve operational efficiency through technologies is a key challenge for the IT industry. The target population of inclusive financial services have small demand, they are price sensitive, have low risk tolerance, and present higher individual credit risk. Inclusive financial services need to be designed from a holistic perspective to cover risk exposure and rely on technological advancement to improve business processing efficiency and reduce service delivery costs. Adopting the microservice architecture will improve production efficiency, greatly shorten the time from financial service products development to release. Adopting new distributed architecture will greatly improve the system operation efficiency. In one project in Africa, though the system configuration was lower, the TPS was several times higher than that of before, which reduced capital investment and operation costs. Cloud services, elastic expansion, and a better connection have enabled inclusive financial services to iterate and created more possibilities. Intelligent tools and mechanisms can optimize applications in digital scenarios and enable personalized services and operational efficiency improvement through low-cost and automated intelligent tools. For example, customer services, digital methods such as facial recognition are used to digitize services and reduce labor costs. Digital service processes will improve efficiency. For example, big data and artificial intelligence have enabled second-level approval and issuance of microcredit. Murong and Huawei have cooperated deeply in financial services. We have continuously explored products and solutions related to financial inclusion. We have launched a joint solution for mobile wallet, mobile payment, and digital banking. This solution adopts a distributed architecture, open platform, and big data technologies. We build microservices and distributed technology platform. Through distributed design and platform, we achieve high availability, concurrency, and scalability at the access layer, service layer, and the data layer of the online transaction system. In addition, the microservice architecture enables the system to be agile, which can quickly meet new service requirements. The new financial ecosystem needs to connect to different industries. We have built an open banking system. Through this system, banks can open their products and capabilities such as accounts, channels, payment, risk control, marketing, and data to partners. By leveraging these bank capabilities, partners can build various application scenarios specific to their own industries. Through the open platform, banks can deliver financial products to specific scenarios with partners, so that products can be truly embedded in scenarios. We also have big data capabilities. We have a big data platform that enables transaction data to generate value. The big data platform can provide technical support in marketing, service operation, and risk control, such as credit scoring, customer profiling, marketing, etc. In this way, data will generate benefits. In terms of deployment solutions, we support private cloud, hybrid cloud, and public cloud. In addition, we support the SaaS model. We believe that inclusive financial services are important components of banks' digital transformation. Digitalization is the inevitable way towards financial inclusion. In the era of globalization, digitalization is the trend of the times, and digital transformation of the financial industry is an irreversible trend. Bank digitalization is a prerequisite for financial inclusion given technological advancement. In this way, finance can benefit more people in need and promote the harmonious development of society. NCBA is the top 3 bank in Kenya. The NEO platform is the core platform for its digital services. The Huawei Murong joint solution adopts the cloud architecture to provide mobile banking services for tens of millions of users. It was a successful solution. The hardware configuration was lower than before, the database software authorization cost was reduced by half, the TPS was improved by 5 times, the transaction processing duration was shortened by half, and the daily batch processing duration was shortened by 1/5. In addition, a large number of manual services are automatically processed, greatly improving the operation efficiency. Open technologies, automatic tools, and microservice architecture were adopted. As a result, TTM was 1/3 of the original. The new platform not only solved the existing problems of banks, but also provided a strong impetus for business development, helping banks to make financial services accessible to more people. Murong has been rooted in the financial industry and remains dedicated to technological upgrade and innovation. We always believe in the power of technologies. We believe technologies are warm, so is finance. Murong is ready to promote financial inclusion and is ready to work with Huawei to help financial institutions bring warmth to those in need with warm financial products. Thank you.
Thank you, Mason. It's clear that expanding financial inclusion is a multi-step process and offers real opportunities to banks in emerging economies. Our last speaker today will give us a glimpse of an emerging topic, which is called robotic process automation, or RPA. As financial institutions advance their digital transformation efforts, the drive for efficiency will lead to an increasing use of automation for tasks previously performed by people. This is not just to reduce costs. It opens up 7x24 enhanced services for customers, which is necessary as more people move to a mobile-only engagement. Adopting RPA is more than just installing new application software. It also has impacts on the infrastructure architecture. To help us understand this area, we'll hear from Mr. King Cui, a senior technology expert in Huawei's FSI business.
Hi everyone, my name is King Cui. I'm the chief architect from Global Financial Service Business Group. Today my session is how to build a robotic infrastructure for the RPA. So everybody may be aware on that RPA, robotic process automation. And the first mind will be think about is, okay, we will be have big automation, right? How to make some kind of boring processing and keep on going the same process using by the robotic with automation, right? It's true. But this is really, we just the basic, and this is the only, we call it start beginning. Actually, the robotic process, or we call automation, right? With the intelligent technology, actually is already can build in for the infrastructure. Our infrastructure is already covered between your network, storage, and security domain, and enable complete from the branches all the way to your headquarters data center, end-to-end intelligent. Just imagine that you have the same thing applying in your infrastructure, every single gear, right? And everything can be robotic. So let's see how it works. Why we seeing is robotic infrastructure is so important, and then we will speed up. And actually, the major reason is because the pragmatic digital transformation, right? And then everybody jump in and start from your employee can work remote work at home, and then corporate will be building we call cloud office, or we call digital workshop, right? And then from the facing to customer side, you maybe have a chatbot, right, or virtual assistant. And then from the business point, you may have using the mobile to do large of the business, increasing your revenue. For example, e-wallet, right? And the net banking, or we call is finance, with the finance inclusion, all kind of services. So that meaning your business and the assets is increasing, not a double, not a triple, could be 100 times. During the time, think about it, your infrastructure, what's happening? You suddenly will be increasing big jump rate, right? With the traffic, with data. Remember data as well. The data is not talk about you between application to application. You talk about any data, because all the data right now, all kind of corporation, right? They will be start to connect all information to find out all kind of behavior, the user behavior, right? The region area behavior, what kind of application they like, right? How about application behavior? What kind of traffic will be good? What time, what area, what kind of a product they're more interested, right? Even though you walk into a branch, they will also connect all kind of your customer, right? What kind of favor to look into your product. And then start from that, you will be building many new business module coming in. So during the time, the data traffic, you need to be handling. So this will be the key. If you're based on the traditional infrastructure, it's good. You just build the hardware. But remember, everything needs to be by human being. Can you guarantee any mistake, right? Can you guarantee the deploy or process is correct? Yes, you have all kind of handbook, but still, remember, for the finance, you need to guarantee the reliability. You don't want to have any loss, right? So here's what happened. The new robotic infrastructure, you need to be 3 major key points. Number 1, you need to be a simplified. You don't want to build a complicated because you have so many new business or so many new technology coming in, including application, everything. And then if you make more complicated, how you consider the operator, right? Your engineer can easy to put it in your existing organization, and as well as for any issues for troubleshooting, they will be spend more time, and any time will be causing your loss, right? So you need to be simplified. The second is a robotic. That means your infrastructure, just like a robot, they need to have a self-learning. They will be connect all kind of information for raw data from all kind of device, right? Based on that, they will be go to the learn, find out the pattern, and to help us, right, as a human, to find out all kind of a pattern behavior. Is that correct or anything they consider? That may be something wrong. They will give you some kind of warning, right? So that will give you the whole process is even much better. And remember, they should give you the simulation, because I keep mentioning the human mistake is always causing natural problem. And this is not anything can control, even though you give you the whole handbook, right? All kind of following, but you cannot guarantee every single one have the same kind of skill set. So you need to be a process. So the robotic should be the way to help. So they will be helping the engineer, operator for anything. They will need to try to deploy, make any change, give you some kind of simulation, make sure all kind of step, everything you check out by the machine, because they know what's going on, right? So when they check out, they will see you and tell you, okay, everything good, or something you're missing, or something that you may have something you need to consider. Maybe is any other way or solution. They give you advice. Of course, by the end, human will be confirmed which way to go. So this is what we call robotic. The last piece is reliable, right? As a finance banking, we cannot make any outage, any data loss. So you need to guarantee not only about hardware, talk about the whole infrastructure. So you need to be based on the learning, right? Based on the machine learning, everything, they have all kind of information. So they can stay able to predict any error. So for any coming in, we don't want to have waiting for the problem. We should be more proactive. So how to proactive? You need to have a large of information. They need to learn. So they will give you seeing something problem and give you advice. Even though the worst scenario, maybe any from your partner give somehow is non-stable connectivity, you will also tell you where the problem come from. So you'll be really the short time to respond and fix it. So this is the whole 3 thing is make your whole infrastructure, your product, your solution is we should not say perfect, but should be the way to build the robotic infrastructure. So the coming in will be the solution that I will show you the release. So everybody may be so interested how you work, right? So let me show you a demo. While we just released our robotic solution in last year in our Huawei Connect 2020. So let's see how it's doing. So from your bank, right, you will first of all, you want to see your whole the mapping, right? And what kind of connection you want to see, what kind of application business running. You want to know with connect to your headquarters or connect to your data center, right? And during the whole infrastructure, you see, you need to have a robot to connect information. Based on that, they will give you all kind of action of device. And also see, when you're going down to the branches, so you will oversee, okay, I have a different region and then all kind of branches. And then when you click on that, you will see what kind of application this region, these branches, they access most of the application. And of course, you can easily to make all kind of change, all kind of SLA or any limitation or make any change. But remember, everything you can be, the robot will be the machine keep learning. You can see what kind of behavior as well, okay? And you can see or want to see what this application, which one connect. So this is everything based on the operator, right? The engineer can overview the whole provision, your whole entire infrastructure. When you're down to your core, the data center, your application, right? No matter you have the all application, right? Your e-wallet or your some kind of credit card or some kind of payment system, right? And they will give you all kind of the healthy. This healthy is not mean they check by hardware. It's all kind of a system, the whole thing. Is anything coming out based on the pattern that give you some kind of warning or advice. And you can see no matter your core system, your storage database, or your cloud, you can oversee. And then you can, when you take a look on that, it will also give you all kind of relationship. Like this application connect to where and where, what kind of will be connecting, right? Everything you can see based on the whole infrastructure. And also, when you have something that give you a warning, for example, they will see some kind of security access and somehow either is a kind of dropping or kind of stable, non-stable. So the robot will be also based on the history, the learning, what time and when it's happening, and give you the advice. They will see, okay, they have another path. They will give you, say, okay, do you want to go through the other way and then solve that issue immediately? If you say yes, they will automatically give you all kind of change. This is what we call robot infrastructure, right? And of course, you will have more and more the feature will coming in. You can easily to deploy the application that you want to deploy the payment, right? The payment system for some kind of campaign. And then you just want to, based on the robot, to give you the whole path based on what they know or based on your organization, the session, right? They will check out all kind of connectivity, what kind of resource. Make sure when you make apply all kind of change without any kind of issue. This is also protect no any human mistake. This all kind of simulation should be able to help your operation, right, to reduce any trouble. And also you can see all kind of resource. And by next time you see, okay, you still have so much resource can able to add any other new business or application coming in. So this is the whole, we call the whole infrastructure. This is only one piece because we just released last year, 2020. We want all kind of, a customer can benefit and should be moving forward to those robotic infrastructure. Great. So we just showing about our demo is how our robotic infrastructure solution. So you can see the robot should be based on infrastructure to learn everything and give you all kind of a predictable simulation, automation, everything. And then to reduce your human mistake and also to able to support your future growth, no matter you go to increase any kind of new application, cloud or super app, or even though you go to just going to forward to digital transformation, right? So you need to consider and then please quick to ask us, how does it work? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, King. I'm sure that these insights will help our audience as they plan and implement RPA solutions. And that brings us to the end of our session on how technology empowers intelligent finance. During the session, we learned about how Huawei is enabling and supporting the transformation efforts of FSI customers. We gained a better understanding of not only how to move to cloud types of architecture, but also the benefits of adopting cloud. We also learned of the opportunities in expanding financial inclusion and how these can benefit societies and financial services companies. And we learned a little more about things to consider when adopting RPA technologies. I've enjoyed listening and learning, and I hope that you have as well. Please join me in thanking our speakers, and on behalf of Huawei, I wish all of you, your families and coworkers, a safe and prosperous year. Goodbye.